But we as a continent must now define ourselves. In the news, FRSC Ampere vehicles face ban on Nigerian roads. In Saturday attack, suspected herdsmen kill farmers in Nasarawa. HIV antiretroviral drugs, lives at risk in Kenya as drugs run short. And investigations, 3 arrested after police workers stabbed to death in France. Details coming up shortly. This is TOS Television, your digital first Pan-African news network. I am Merciful Ajinamo, and you're watching TOS News 360. And talking about FRSC, the Federal Road Safety Corps have hinted Nigerians on the withdrawal of about 10,000 Ampere motor vehicles by its manufacturer, Frankfurt Opel. In a statement on FRSC released on Sunday, they noted that the vehicles were withdrawn because of their battery-related problems. The agency said the Ampere e-vehicles that was built between 27th June 2016 and 5th of September 2019 had a safety risk to drivers. And to Imo State, where gunmen who have invaded the house of the governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, killed 2 security men before breaking into the house. Report has it that one of the security men who was killed was an operative of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps. Cars parked inside the compound and parts of the building were also tampered with. In the early hours of Saturday, suspected herdsmen killed 9 thief farmers. This happened during an attack on 3 villages in Doma local government area of Nasarawa State. The attacked villages were Ajimaka, Gideon Rail and Ankoma settlement near Rukubi, where Olam Farm is located, a border town between Nasarawa and Benue State belonging to the thief farmers. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has invited the Speaker of the Ondo State House of Assembly, Bamidele Oleyodlogun, after allegation of financial misappropriation in the Assembly. 2S TV had earlier reported that the Anti-Graft Commission arrested and detained the Clerk of the House, Bode Aladeyelu lawmaker Bankole Falim-Gudu, representing Akoko Southwest constituency, while 2 other civil servants were also invited by the Anti-Graft Agency. A former presidential spokesman, Kingsley Moghalu, has supported a call for the resignation of embattled Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Issa Pantami, over his last views supporting terror groups. The presidency had defended the minister as it said Pantami made enemies because he tried to put Nigeria first and had initiated plans and policies that would profit the public. But on the contrary, Moghalu's series of tweets on Saturday reads that Pantami should never have scaled the vetting process and approved for his current office. And to Africa, the Red Cross Society in Kenya has warned that more than 1.4 million people who are already facing drought might be adversely affected if there are no adequate rains for the next 3 months. Kenya Red Cross Director General Dr. Asha Mohammed warned that failure to support the affected persons early enough in the coming season could be extremely hard for them, especially children whose nutritional conditions could worsen. The condition is expected to affect household food stocks and income earning opportunities and declining livestock conditions, thus limiting food and income access. This is your digital first Pan-African news network, TS Television, and you're watching News 360. More stories after the break. Do stay. You're welcome back. Into COVID-19, South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa has called on pharmaceutical companies to transfer mRNA vaccine technology to low and middle-income countries free of intellectual property barriers. He added that vaccine nationalism was seriously threatening the world's recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic and deepening inequality.
Vaccine is a public good and must be recognized as such. To overcome challenges with access, low and medium income countries must be supported Yes, to have access to vaccines, but also to be able to manufacture their own vaccines, diagnostics, and other treatments. As a continent, Africa has embarked on an ambitious drive to work towards the development of pharmaceutical manufacturing capacity so that it can supply the continent's people with the vaccines and other medical supplies they need.
A dispute between the United States Aid Agency and the Kenyan government has led to a shortage of antiretroviral drugs, putting the lives of Kenyans living with HIV in danger. The delayed release of the drugs shipped to Kenya late last year occurred after the government slapped an $847,902 tax on the donation. Ethiopia's finance ministry and the World Bank on Friday signed a $907 million financing agreement geared towards improving access to financing the fight against COVID-19 and electricity investment. Some $700 million was a loan and $207 million a grant. The finance ministry in a statement said the agreement is to support 3 sugar projects. The first $200 million agreement is to be spent on small businesses in Ethiopia gravely affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. The second project is a $500 million agreement to create a private sector of capital and sustainable financial options for the country. Financial Transparency Coalition (FTC) in a survey of government bailout says that most of the money paid out by the governments of Africa countries struggling with the devastating impact of the pandemic have gone to big corporations. In the 3 African countries studied, Kenya, South Africa and Sierra Leone, the proportion of bailout money promised to big business was even higher. In Kenya, 92% of spending for recovery from coronavirus went to corporate, 92% of recovery spending to corporate instead of the 74% announced in Sierra Leone, and only 30% was paid out in South Africa of the 66% announced. And to Zimbabwe, where a military helicopter crashed into a house outside the capital Harare, killing a child and all 3 crew members, the Air Force said. The Air Force of Zimbabwe, in a statement, said the helicopter crashed into a house and sadly claimed the lives of 2 pilots and a technician as well as a child on the ground. The child's mother and another young girl were taken to hospital with burn injuries. Air Force of Zimbabwe said the cause of the accident would be investigated and that funeral arrangement would be made. You're still watching your digital first Pan-African News Network, TOS Television, and this is News 360. More stories after the break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. French investigators were on Saturday questioning 3 people linked to a Tunisian man who stabbed a police employee to death near Paris in a suspected Islamist attack. The murder at a police station in Rambouillet, a commuter town about 60 kilometers from Paris, revived the trauma of a spate of deadly attacks last year. The victim was a 49-year-old woman named as Stephanie M., a police administrative assistant and mother of 2, who was stabbed twice in the throat at the entrance of the station. Her 36-year-old attacker named as Jamal G., who had not been known to police or intelligence services, was shot and fatally wounded by an officer at the scene. Caitlyn Jenner's announcement to run for California governor met with criticism. Jenner wrote on Friday, "I'm in. Sacramento needs an honest leader with a clear vision." But it seems this announcement couldn't sink well as many responded with, "Hell no." The Jenner also responded, while many people in social media want Jenner. Still on entertainment, Nigerian model and a former Big Brother Hananja housemate, Omashola Kola Oburo, seems to have given up on finding a soulmate as he declared that true love is hard to find and it is not by force to get married. The television reality star, in his words, said sometimes people's soulmate is money, as he told his followers to stop forcing relationships. He also advised people who mount pressure on unmarried people online to stop doing so, as it isn't by force to get married. And that is TOS News 360 on your digital first Pan-African News Network. For more updates, visit www.tostvnetwork.com. Do follow and like TOS Television Network on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. And remember to subscribe on YouTube. Stay with us and enjoy more programs on the network. I am Merciful Ajinamo. Thank you for watching.